My name is Sean Geldazon, and I work at the Fountain Valley Senior Center. You might recognize me from the front desk, but now I'm going to be your new workout partner as we all stick together through quarantine. In the last 5 months, it is very fair to say that your typical routine might not be typical anymore, and with it, exercise might not be a priority. While there's other things such as your own safety, your own personal health, your family that you have to worry about, it's also important that your own physical health is taken into account also. And so because of that, the Senior Center is going to start bringing the fitness room to you, and we're going to start doing weekly videos where we're going to be going over different types of exercises and stretches that you can do to stay in shape during quarantine. Now in our first video, we're going to go over 7 different stretches that you can do daily to keep your body limber and feeling fresh. Alrighty, so before we begin this series of stretches, the first thing you're going to want to do is just do a nice light 5-minute warm-up. And now to warm up, you can do anything from walking, jogging, just anything that you can do to get your muscles moving and get them prepared to work out. Alrighty, so the first stretch we're going to be working on is going to be the overhead side stretch. And now the first step for this stretch is making sure you have good posture. And that includes having your feet planted on the ground. You're going to want to have your chest brought forward a little bit, your shoulders rolled back, and your head just in a neutral position. After that, you're going to want to raise your arms above your head. You can link your hands if you want to, and then gently lean to one side. Now you're going to want to hold the stretch for 30 seconds, but for our purposes, I'm just going to demo them. And then after you hold it for 30 seconds, you're going to want to move to the other side, once again holding it for 30 seconds. Now after you finish this stretch, the next stretch we're going to work on is just going to be a shoulder stretch. And now we have 2 variations for this. We either have the crossbody shoulder stretch, or you can just do a more dynamic shoulder roll, which might be less intense on the shoulders. But for the crossbody shoulder stretch, you're just going to want to bring one arm across your body, and then using your opposite arm, go ahead and push it further until you can feel a gentle stretch in your shoulder, and then using your opposite arm, holding it there and supporting it for about 30 seconds. And after you do so, go ahead, switch your arms, hold it for another 30 seconds, and that finishes that. But for the shoulder roll, what you're going to want to do is make sure you're seated straight. Once again, feet planted on the ground, chest slightly forward, and shoulders rolled back with your head in a neutral position. And then after that, you're going to want to bring your shoulders forward, up, and then back around. And now for a side view of that, once again, you're going to bring your shoulders forward, up, and then back around. And then after you do that for about 15 seconds, go ahead and switch the direction, moving back to forward. Alrighty. So the next stretch we're going to do is going to be a tricep stretch, and this is a super simple stretch. Once again, make sure you have the good posture, your feet planted on the ground, with your chest slightly forward, your shoulders rolled back, and your head in a neutral position. And then after that, you're just going to take one arm and then try and grab the back of your neck. And now if that's a bit too strenuous on your arms, you can go ahead and just try and grab the back of your head. Just make sure that you're getting a gentle stretch right in your tricep. And now you're going to want to hold that position and then support it with your opposite arm and then hold it for 30 seconds. And then after you do that, go ahead and switch your arms and do the exact same thing on the other side, just making sure you feel a gentle stretch in your tricep. Alrighty, and after that, wiggle out, get everything out, and then the next stretch we're going to be doing is just a very nice low impact hamstring stretch. And so for this stretch, you just want to place your heel out in front of you, keep your left foot planted, and then just slowly try and grab your toes. And now the important part with this one is that you don't have to actually grab your toes. That actually might end up with you getting injured, and so just reach down your leg as far as you can until you feel a nice stretch in the back of your leg, and then hold it there for 30 seconds, making sure you're not bouncing and that you're keeping a nice, steady, static stretch. And after you hold that for 30 seconds, go ahead, switch your leg, left heel out in front, and then gently reach back down until you feel that one comfortable spot, holding it for 30 seconds, And so you move back up, and then we can move on to the next stretch. And so for this next stretch though, you are going to need something like a towel or a resistance band, or really anything that you can wrap around your foot and then pull. But for our purposes, I'm going to use a resistance band here. And so similar to the previous stretch, all you have to do is go ahead and stick your right foot out in front, and then whatever it is, a towel, a shirt, a resistance band, wrap it around the ball of your foot, and then gently pull it, making sure your toes are pointed up until you feel a nice gentle stretch in your calf. And once you feel that gentle stretch in your calf, go ahead and hold that position for about 30 seconds. And then after that, go ahead and switch, putting it around the ball of your foot once again, and then gently pulling until you feel a comfortable stretch. And then of course, with this stretch, if you need a deeper stretch, all you have to do is just pull it a little bit tighter. Or if you need a little bit of a looser stretch, just let go a little bit. But once you finish that one up, the next stretch we're going to be doing is just a simple knee to chest stretch. And in the name, it's kind of self-explanatory. All you have to do is sit up straight, feet planted on the ground, chest forward, shoulders rolled back, and your head in a neutral position. And then after that, just grab your knee gently and bring it closer to your chest. Now you're going to want to hold this position for about 30 seconds, making sure you feel a stretch in your quads, which is going to be the top of your leg. And after that, you can put your leg back down and then repeat on the opposite leg, holding it for 30 seconds, making sure you're feeling that comfortable stretch, and then you can put it back down. Alrighty, so this is going to bring us to our last stretch, and that's going to be a seated back bend. And so this is a very simple stretch, and it's very good for your back as it lengthens the bottom of it, as long as stretching out the muscles. But all you have to do is sit up straight, make your hands in a knife hand, and then wrap your thumbs around the back with your fingers pointed down, and then gently push into your back so you can get a nice and easy stretch in your lower back. Now you're going to want to hold that position for 30 seconds. And of course, for all of these stretches, if you feel that you need to do an extra stretch in one area, you of course can just repeat that stretch and repeat it until you feel comfortable and limber. But for our purposes, I'm just going to be doing these stretches once, so that you can then re-watch the video if you need to, and then keep doing these stretches. And now, if you're able to incorporate these stretches and make them habit, you'll be able to increase your mobility, decrease pain, and increase your strength in your muscles. And so make sure that you guys keep doing these daily stretches, and then we'll see you next time.